I'm going to be playing Azorius Control in Penny Dreadful Monday. This is basically the same list that I've been playing all season. And the deck is good. I already know that. Basically, I'm just hoping to either not face the Thalia aggro decks or win my 40-60, 45-55 matchup, whatever. So yeah, really what I'm hoping is I can actually beat Legends. I'm really not sure if there's anything I can do to be better against Legends. I think really the only answer is to play more main deck cards, but that has some very big problems for other matchups. I really don't think there's a way you can play sideboard cards that are better than like Wraths and Boonbringer Valkyries and Peacekeepers. I just don't think there's anything better against White Weenie in the sideboard. Alright, so it's round 1. Don't know what my opponent is on. I should really... Okay, this hand is good. Against basically everything. I am eating right now, so I might talk a little bit less than normal. Okay, so it's... Okay, they have Luris, and they're playing allies, I guess. So I'm always just holding up both a repeal and deduce here. Probably not repealing this. Most of their allies benefit from having allies enter the battlefield after them, so I don't want to play into that. So the scary thing about allies is they have the Halimar Excavator that mills cards whenever an ally enters equal to the number of allies you control. So they mill themselves they mill themselves at first, and then they play some card that returns every creature in your graveyard that costs 2 or less to the battlefield, and that mills the other player out to win the game. And I kind of have to play Wraths to stop the creature aggro, which kind of allows them to do that. So ideally I want to... Okay, yeah, this is the card. So ideally I want to be able to play a Wrath and then hold up counterspells, or at least one counterspell. Milling me, interesting. That's not what I expected. I don't think it's really possible for all of my win cons to be milled. Although they do have a... I think it's called Undo Cleric or something, that gains life equal to the number of allies you control whenever an ally enters. So if they get to 100 life, a Horned Lockwhale is going to have a very difficult time winning the game. This deck hasn't really been played much at all in the past, like, 10 seasons. I It is kind of an older deck. Probably because it used to be a lot more competitive with the aggro plan, because it was actually comparable to the decks like White Weenie. So I guess I kill the excavator here. I don't know why they're milling me. I guess they don't expect their return spell to resolve. But I will just kill it so they can't mill either of us anymore. Okay, so I just find the untapped duel. So Ancestral is coming down next turn. I can maybe just play a Wrath on this board. I mean, even 4 allies is 16 cards that they can mill, so that's actually kind of scary. They also get a bunch of counters on these two, so I would actually have to have another Wrath. I can actually just put this Timeless in play, I think. I don't think they can really do anything about that. There's nothing I need to counter unless they actually have cards in the graveyard. So it might not kill any of these, which could be a bit of an issue. Okay, so I do kind of need to Wrath, which puts me dead to the one of the reanimation cards. So I guess Repeal could save me. Okay, they don't have a reanimation spell. Wait, what does that mean? Okay, they're just... Wait, what is this? Okay, Fimage. So I need to draw a Wrath here. I believe it is a 4 of in the main deck of this list. And I am about to have this Ancestral go off. I can't dig through time for it. They didn't attack with the 5/6? What? I do block, right? It's not really going to get bigger by much. And if I'm playing Wrath, I mean, it doesn't really matter if I'm playing Wrath here, but... So, is it even lethal if I don't have Wrath? I guess that's going to be relevant. So I can deal with both of the 5 power creatures, and then they have 8 plus 3 if they draw an ally, possibly more, possibly plus 6 because of the ally encampment playing another ally. But if they have to return that, it's only plus 5. I mean, that's what I have to do, right? Repeal this thing. And will this thing. Could I ever play a search? Because I kind of need to have some kind of draw, right? So I actually find the Wrath next turn. So if I only remove one creature, they have... I mean, let's say they draw nothing, they use the encampment to replay the Cliffside. And then they have 6, 10, 16. But then if they would need to draw a 1-mana ally to kill me, right? Or some other trick. So maybe it is just search. So now I have 7 lands next turn. I guess that isn't the most relevant because all I'm doing with those lands is playing a cantrip. They drew a land. Okay. So all that does is bounce their thing, and then they have nothing else. So do I ever survive the next attack as well? If I was trying to do that, maybe I would have done this differently. I guess I want to use repeal the next turn regardless. But like if I just use whale, I can maybe... I don't think I ever survive without wrath next turn though, because they have just too much damage. Wait, am I dead? Did I miscount? No. It is just 16 damage, that's what I said, I think. So if I cast Whale this turn, and then next turn I go Repeal plus something else, there's no way I survive that. Even if they bottom the card with Whale, and then just draw a land. I mean, if they're drawing a land, they can use this. But even if it was like a tap land somehow, I don't think that ever works. So I'm just going to cast the spell that draws a card. And try to find a Wrath. Okay, I don't know why they're stopping. They have absolutely nothing to do. So I'm going to Surveil. So I have 2 looks from that, and I mean, it's only 3 looks. So I can graveyard a card, I draw another card with a clue, and then that's it. I could also draw this, which I do keep. Because I can go clue token after it to draw a card that I scried to the top. That is not going to do it. So this needs to be a Wrath, or I die. I died. Okay, so I play the extra Wrath. I play Shackles. I play creatures. Though they do grow bigger than my creatures, I think it's fine to play Boonbringer. Halo, I like Halo for dealing with the Excavator. It can also be decent against the Champion of the Parish-like thing, and the 2-drop that is the same thing. I like Peacekeeper. Overstated blockers are definitely worse against this deck. So I like Shackles just because I'm on the play. I probably want some amount of Absorb, just because I need to counter the return spells. Exile removal is really nice because it gets around that. though it only really works against attacking creatures, so. Is Jace good? I'm not really sure. I feel like no. Maybe Boombringer is not very good. I don't know. Maybe I just play Dig because it actually goes later than against most aggro decks. Maybe not, actually. It's just that game, it would have been great. This hand is okay. Has removal, has card draw. Has land drops. Okay, so I go turn 1 farmland, turn 2 island. Okay, so I probably, maybe I just play the Peacekeeper. I think I do because it's going to be dead later in the game. And early in the game it stops basically any damage. So, and it's not like I need to get this Deduce down. And I don't really want to use my removal spells on this thing. I mean, I guess that is kind of what I want to use my removal spells on. I would just rather wait until it actually gets large. Because if I didn't play Peacekeeper, I was probably just playing Deduce. My opponent is playing kind of slowly. I wonder if it kind of seems like connection issues. Though it did seem like they didn't know how to F6. At least last game. Or they just didn't use it. I don't know, maybe they just aren't paying attention. Okay, so I just go Colonnade here. I play Deduce, most likely. They could go double 1-drop, and then Loxodon can't really block anything. That is definitely the downside of the elephant. And I can't even trade, because they either have +1 health or first strike. I wonder how many 1-drops they actually play. So there's obviously the Hada Freeblade, but then it might just be the 1-drop that 5 mana, give your creatures +1/+1, which is pretty bad. Okay, they're playing Glacial Fortress. It's not great with the encampment. But yeah, it does seem like they don't really have any good 1-drops other than the Free Blade. So I imagine the only other 1-drop is the 1 mana 1/1. But they kind of want to be able to play a lot of allies, because they have essentially 2 Champion of the Parishes for allies, and then they also need their mill thing to work. So they can't attack here, so I just go Deduce. Okay, there's a Wrath. I could play that now because they can't actually reanimate their creatures, or it's not actually that well, it is. It makes their board bigger than what it is now, though. No, but that doesn't work because their only reanimation spells are... Well, it might just be the one that exiles them at the beginning of the next end step. Or Upkeep. One of those. But if I Wrath now... So the main consideration is the mill card. Like, they could play the mill card, and then some other turn they could do that. And I can't really interact with that because all of my removal affects attacking creatures, or is this single dam? I guess I will play it because... I don't know. I mean, I guess I have to play it now that I'm attacking. Maybe not if they block. If they block, I won't play it. Wait, they have First Strike. So this attack does nothing. Definitely not a Telegraphed Wrath. If I had a combat trick for blocking creatures, that would have been great. Azorius Charm. Okay, they go double 1-drop. That doesn't do anything, really. So that makes me feel good about playing Wrath. I don't need that mana removal spells, even though they line up well into that creature. So I'm probably playing the farmland as a land, but... I mean, all of my things are 2 mana. So I can play Mana Leak if necessary, but it's not going to be necessary. There's nothing they can play that I would really care about countering, right? I mean, if they have the Convoke card, I guess, yeah. Okay, I guess it is relevant. I didn't think they played that, since it's kind of bad after a Wrath. Because you can't actually return that many things, but... I mean, how are they even supposed to actually get the creatures in the yard? Just trading them off? I don't know. Like, I don't know how aggro mirrors go with this deck, but I don't really, because I don't really play aggro. Okay, Ancestral. I feel like it's not the worst here, because I actually just have nothing to do other than answer everything my opponent does. So Reveal is kind of terrible here, because I don't want to bounce their allies and let them get more triggers. Am I just playing Whale? I guess I am. They didn't attack. Interesting. So I just go Serum, and we stare at each other until I can win the game. Okay, I guess that is a way to win the game. Shackles is pretty great because it steals Halimar Excavator. It's also just really good at removing creatures, though that isn't relevant given the current hand that I have. I mean, I guess it would be if they actually reanimated their creatures. So, do I play both whales? I could. I probably shouldn't. So, do they have a way other than... Do they have a way to reanimate their creatures without already having creatures in play that actually gets to keep the creatures? I feel like no. It's also not that relevant since whale actually removes them and like basically exiles them. So I guess it is just double whale, right? I mean, since I have shackles, I don't really have to worry about not having enough removal with only Ride's End. Actually, this could be a misplay because of ally encampment. It's probably correct anyway. Getting rid of their land is fine. I guess not the most relevant, but neither is whale, so whatever. I mean, the 6/6 just doesn't really matter, right? And they don't even use it. And they don't even play anything, wow. So this is coming down in 2 turns. So I play my shackles. Okay, I don't know what they have. Wait, did they... I imagine they put those on the bottom, but I don't know. Because there's no way to see unless you actually check the game log. And the card is kind of in the way, and I don't feel like moving it. Because that might bring up my home screen. So I can play whale, I guess. Not that it really matters. I mean, I guess it does actually win since shackles is... Like, my cards in hand are pretty good at clearing the way. I mean, I wonder if they're afraid of a counterspell so they don't want to reanimate their creatures. Though, I mean, they have to do it eventually, and I'm never going to stop having a counterspell. Though, reanimating those 3 wouldn't even beat shackles, so... Okay, so now I probably actually do have a counterspell. Whether from actually drawing one. Okay, I guess I can find that as well. That doesn't help, but it doesn't really matter. Because I didn't actually need the Ancestral. I was gonna win regardless. So did they forget about Luris? I think they did. I also forgot about Luris, so... So I just win here. I do go for it. There's nothing that can really stop me, I think. Okay, they just concede. Because they can see lethal on board. So, do I change anything? Shackles is actually really good, I think. It could be bad if I... It kind of has to be after a Wrath, so it can actually steal the creatures that grow. But it is pretty good, I think. I could Nevermore. I could Negate. Maybe that's better than Absorb. Maybe split them, why not? Diversifying your answers is always good. Could they have... Okay, so Merpity says that could have been interesting with Luris. Could they have actually used Luris earlier in the game? I wasn't actually paying attention to that. Because they could have had it before I had the shackles, right? But I still would have had repeal and ride out. Ride's end. I think I do play farmland. Because I have no card draw. And I might go turn 2 mana leak, turn 3 absorb. Okay, cleric. That should be irrelevant, but it could prevent me from winning the game. But now I just counter anything that has power or mills. Not that a counterspell on the mill creature would actually be that good. I guess I counter that. Or no, I don't counter that. Because I'm going to have to Wrath on turn 4 regardless. I think. And then if they play the reanimation thing, I just Wrath again. Though maybe I die if they have the mill card. Why are they not attacking? They're playing around Joust through, but not Whale. Interesting. I mean, Whale on the 3/4 is better than on the 1/1, so that's strange. I guess they actually value the life. But it's not like 20 life is going to make a difference. For it to make a difference, they have to gain like 100 life, which they can do. Okay, that is the card that I was afraid of. So there's not really any point in countering this. I mean, I guess I have to hope they don't have double reanimation. So what I could have done is countered the Hada Freeblade last turn and then absorbed this turn. And then instead of playing Wrath, I could have gone for the Boonbringer. That might have been better. Because that doesn't let them do the mill thing. But they aren't even doing it. They're not milling themselves. And they're still playing around Joust through. But they're not even playing around Joust through. I don't know why they're not attacking. Okay, so I play Wrath, hope... Wait, they only have 2 mana. They can't actually do it. So they actually just tie, because I just hold up Mana Leak for the rest of the game now. So I don't think there's really any coming back for them. Like, the cheapest way to reanimate things is 4 mana if they don't have creatures in play. Okay, so they do have another 1-drop, but it's basically just a ally with no other text. So I do play Peacekeeper here. It does not block the 1/1, so, or the Changeling. So it's not just a fugitive wizard, it's a flying man. What are they tapping for? It looked like they tapped mana wrong. Oh, it's Convoke. I was gonna say, it can't be Lyris, because they didn't, if they tapped all 3 lands, it would have put it in hand. They couldn't have undone that. It does kind of seem like they have more returns. Because it's not lands. It doesn't really seem like creatures, though I guess they have been spending all of their mana, so maybe it could be. Though would they really play these 1-drops if they had the counter creatures? Do I just play Dig here? I have to hold up a counter. I think I would rather wait so I can tap all of my mana. But maybe it's better to be able to hold up Deduce or something. or like find an ancestral. Because I kind of forgot to side ancestral out, though maybe it's correct to keep it in. Because this deck doesn't kill quite as quickly as other aggro decks. So I'm just going to play Dig. I would actually just time them out if they managed to gain like 100 life with the Cleric. I only have 3 islands, that should be fine. I can't use the shackles right away. Well, I guess I can use it on their end step. But I do have to hold up Mana Leak. If they play 2 allies, I guess I can shackles in response to the second one, or the trigger. They would also not have any cards left. That could be a reanimation spell if they did that. But I still have to... I'm not allowed to use shackles yet, and I don't need to because I can block favorably into all of their non-1/1 creatures. But now I can actually just do that. So, do I let this resolve? I think yes. No. I want it to be smaller because I want it to die. So I will just still steal this right away. Because right now I'm trading, and I'd rather trade than make a favorable block. And even if they play a creature, I would rather... Like, it's better to trade than make a chump block, but it's fine. It's also possible that I want to give this up in the future. Though probably not right now. I'm definitely not giving it up right now. Okay, so I will just joust through the Moth Dust. I think. Because I have... maybe not. Because I don't really have anything to do about their other creatures. Though, it's not like they can do anything unpredictable because I can just counter whatever they play if they try to threaten more damage. That is a Convoke card. Probably playing around Mana Leak. But it doesn't matter. So they have 0 cards. I do want to play a Wrath here. They can still give it flying during their attack step. I am just playing Wrath, so I will give this back. I could attack, I'm not going to bother. So I can counter the Convoke card now. And I should be able to for a while because I have Shackles to answer creatures. And they need kind of a lot of creatures for Excavator to matter. So I can just play Boonbringer now. I might need to worry about chopping out on their end step because they could have the instant. But they only have 9 creatures. Okay, that would easily be lethal. Okay. It's better Baneslayer. It actually has a relevant upside. Wait, no. Never mind. Well, it is still better, but I can't shackle it. And it just dies without me shackling it. Yeah, I don't know that they thought that one through. They could have put the counter on my Boonbringer. but it would still just be bigger, and I could still shackle it. And even if it didn't have the sack ability, I could just steal it before the ability went off, and that would help me. So that didn't really work for quite a few reasons. Okay, I won the match. Okay, this is a really good hand. So I guess it has to be Absorb. I guess it could be something else, like Serum Visions. If it's... No, I feel like I want Absorb here, because even if it's red deck, Absorb is actually pretty good. At least on the play. Like, it counters the Sulfuric Vortex, which is kind of a must counter, or it wins the game. It is not something I was expecting. So, this is probably a Gruul mid-range deck. It is Jund, probably white? No. Wait, what? A Jund deck with Sylvan Caryatid? What does that mean? It's some kind of Jund ramp deck? I don't know what they're ramping into. I don't think they've played this deck this season. Well, it wasn't on the first page, at least. Okay, so it's Jund from like 10 to 15 years ago, I guess. I almost don't want to counter this because I can just, like, all of my removal spells, I have very few actual destroy. I guess there's Joust Through. So I don't actually have to remove this, or counter this. Maybe I don't. Yeah, Shackles is great against it. The one of Shackles. But I can repeal it on their end step if they play nothing relevant. And Horned Lockrail is great. Ride's End is great. Because it's just exile removal. So the main reason I didn't counter is because I want to have counters up for Planeswalkers, which they might be playing. I guess I will counter this one. No, they're not going to play anything here. So I can just repeal right now. And I just play Shackles, and then even I can just answer both of them with Shackles, so. So I'm not discarding here. Okay, so like this is kind of the best possible matchup for Azorius Control. Just a mid-range deck. Like an interactive mid-range deck that isn't... Because like interactive mid-range decks are not very greedy. And they generally just play like creatures as their value. Okay. I maybe should have countered that. I probably should have. But I don't really want them to play a Planeswalker because that's the main way I lose. I guess if I counter that and they play a Walker, I can maybe just steal the Thrynax and kill it. I guess it depends on the Walker. But I'm not afraid of the second Thrynax because I just play Detention Sphere. So I go to Deuce. Detention Sphere value. So I wonder how many of the main deck disenchants they're playing. Because that would be quite good against me now, if they resolved it. I mean, it's basically just a Wilt. because, I mean, what does Graveyard Hate even hit this season? It doesn't actually hit Excruciator. JYA. Okay, that kind of makes it seem like a 4 of. Do I ever Wrath this? I think yes. I think I always Wrath. Because Mana Leak might not work if I don't. Okay, it could be like Assassin's Trophy as well for removal against the Sphere. Do I counter? I guess. Like, I could Detention, or I could Dig Through Time for a Horned Lock Whale or whatever. But I would rather not. I would rather just counter. Okay, very much a Boomer Jund deck. So, that is a 4 mana 3/3 with no text. It can't even... Wait, so, if they have another creature, they can hit it with Olivia to get around Joust through. But otherwise, it just dies to Joust through. Okay, Search is good. Jace is good. I just want value right now. I don't need that much value. I'd rather have more immediate value, but that works. Do I just play Jace? I have nothing to do. Maybe I shouldn't telegraph that, but I don't know. So they have to have a 2-drop or a land and a 3-drop for Olivia to not die. It looks like it is just going to die. Okay, so do I start minusing with Jace? Probably yes. The -8 doesn't really matter. Like, mana efficiency doesn't matter. Maybe it matters a little bit now. I guess I will just pass. Well, I need a land drop. Do I have planes in the deck? Alright, I cut up planes. I guess that's fine. I just go Azcanta dig. What is this? That is a planeswalker. It doesn't really do anything though. Like, it's not infinite value. It always dies. But I'll actually use Azcanta first, because even if I dig for a counterspell, I don't really want to use it. Because I would rather get value from Azcanta than deny my opponent some value. I mean, I also just have Colonnade in play, so I don't really need to worry about some planeswalker. Okay, I don't know why they're playing a 5-mana Devour card. It has Sprouting Thrynax synergy, I guess. Okay, so we are just going to... Okay, we are just going to end the game now. Cool. So, they have 4 of the disenchant, I imagine. I still play Shackles. So, I don't really want random creatures. I guess Whale is fine. What am I even worried about? Is it just potential Planeswalkers they didn't play that game? Because I'm never afraid of Sprouting Thrynax. Do I play Negate? Do I play Needle? So I play all my expensive counter spells. So, what would Jund tech here? I mean, it's just Planeswalkers that get infinite value if they aren't killed. Sylvan Library is kind of good, I think. Against control. I mean, it's worse than the black card. I forget the name. The one that mills you. And then you can pay 3 life and pay a mana to put 1 of the 3 in your hand. I mean, it's possible they're main decking that card. Do I even need to play around it, though? I mean, do I even lose to infinite value from Jund, is the question. Oh, I should probably side out Joust through because it's bad against Thrynax. I mean, it kills... Yeah, it's probably bad here. But it's fine, I guess. So, this hand is keepable, I think. But I don't really want to keep a risky hand against Jund, because if my hand functions, I win, right? So I just have to mull for a functional hand. I mean, the other way I lose is I mull to like 4, so maybe that's not a good idea. And I might actually be mulling to 4, because this hand is terrible. Okay, this hand is good. This hand is very good for a 5. Very functional, at least. Which is all that you can ask for with a 5 from this deck. I mean, against pretty much any deck, Azorius Control doesn't really want to mulligan. It wants to keep any hand that works, or that just does things. Like, if it has lands and spells, you probably keep it. But I guess that's... I guess in the more recent seasons, that is different, because against the white aggro decks, you actually need to mull for removal. If you're on the draw, at least. In previous seasons, you would just keep Ponders or whatever, though. And you'd play like 8 cantrips, and yeah, it didn't really matter what you kept if it just had lands and spells. Okay, so they could have the Mana Dork. I don't know what else they could have on turn 2. The Ripples of Undeath that I would counter. It actually could be. It actually kind of looks like it. Wait, no, I can't counter because I'm on the draw. But it's just oh, that kind of is a problem because they hit Compass here. Well, they might hit Mana Leak. Okay. They might just have 2 though. It kind of looks like they do. No. They could definitely just be 1 and they have to do that to make any amount of black mana. Okay, luckily they did not hit the Compass. I mean, it might have just been because they have a card they really want to resolve here, but I feel like in most situations they probably would want to hit Compass because my hand was bad. Like here, Compass is actually pretty good against this because it doesn't kill me until a long time from now. So I can just ignore it until I get my spires. And I could whale it now, but I mean, I definitely shouldn't. They could have a disenchant, a Kalagan's command. It wouldn't really matter. Oh. Okay. So Jace is good against this. Maybe. Probably not, actually. Jace goes to 1 if they activate the land. It's the combo. So they're actually playing some kind of Devour theme with the 5 mana card they showed, as well as that. So if they have a green land, they can attack Jace for 4. Or they could just play Assassin's Trophy. Duress. They played around it. They're looking for a basic. Okay, so I guess they can activate Ravine now. Okay, so they don't have Trophy. I would imagine they're playing Assassin's Trophy. I feel like that would be a big reason you would want to play a Jund deck, or any kind of Golgari X deck, mid-range. Do I play Mystic Gate? I feel like yes. And then I go Whale if they attack with the Ravine, Compass, regardless. They know about Whale, so they don't attack with Ravine, I imagine. What is this? That looks like a walker almost. Are they actually just attacking? They know about Whale. Maybe that's what they were doing, and now they realized they shouldn't do that into Whale. Double black. They know... Didn't they already know my exact hand? I think they did. Because I played the card I top decked? Wait, what? What did I top deck? Oh, I guess it was a land, and I didn't use Compass, and I top decked a basic. So they did know what I had, I think. That's actually really scary here. Because their cards are dead right now. So they're actually drawing quite a few cards for basically no cost. Well, they had to play a 5 mana card. So, there is a cost to that. They sacked the Disciple as well. So I am very good at dealing with tall creatures right now. And just in general with my removal. So I find the duel with this. I could have found... Maybe it should have been the bicycle. So I guess I go Serum -2 maybe? Am I allowed to -2? Because... I guess I will just use this. I guess I take D-Sphere, kill the thing. And then... play Colonnade. Can that devour itself? Yes. Though I don't think Disenchant is that relevant here. They would have to draw... They'd have to have a Thrynax and probably kill it. Well, they have the Thrynax. So they don't activate Ravine, because they know I have the Whale, and they can't duress it. Though they've tried 3 times. Okay. So they have a lot of cards, or a lot of ways to spend mana. Which is kind of scary, but also, their cards probably don't do much. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. I didn't need these cards. I was getting extra lands with Compass despite mulling to 5. So I play Serum. I am just going to play Irrigated as a land and do this because I have the Compass flipping to deal with both Rhinax and the Ravine. Okay, so I can Joust through the Ravine. Okay, so I can play Dig and use 2 removal spells, essentially, counting Spires as one. Well, even not counting Spires as one. Okay, I guess I let that happen. So it's so much value. Not really. But it is some value that I'm letting them have. But it just doesn't matter, right? Like, they draw 6 cards, whatever. Their cards don't really do anything. Like, they get swept up in a Wrath. I mean, I have infinite value, so. And I have Ancestral to do the same thing. Okay, so I played Dig for 5 mana. I go Deduce and Absorb. Just because value, and I really want to counterspell to prevent them from doing anything potentially bad. So I could play the first Deduce now. I think I will. See if I can find a land. I do. Cool. So I just go counter anything that does a lot. So I guess like the 5 mana card. I guess that does include Disenchant. I'm not sure though. Because they might just have another Disenchant if I counter the first one. I will counter that. I don't want them to draw 4 cards. Because these creatures are all irrelevant. Another Thrinax. A Pulse. Do I counter that? I feel like yes. I do wonder if they actually decided out the... That does kind of make it seem like they decided out the Disenchants. Because they probably would have drawn one if they didn't. In almost half their deck. I mean, it could be less than a 4 of, like a 2 of or whatever. So I just hit this. So I just +1 until I get to -8 or something changes. Like I'm encouraged to play Wrath. I guess it's timeless here. I think I actually wait a turn. I'll just go Deduce. Maybe play a Whale after I use it. But are they ever really attacking with Ravine? Because if they attack with Ravine, I can eat it up with the Colonnade. I am playing kind of slowly. I can't do anything about that. They could make some dragons. What does the -4 do? I mean, they can make 1 dragon and use it to deal damage, and use it to deal 5 damage to me or Jace. Probably Jace. Not the most relevant. I will block the 2/1. I can counter whatever this is. I probably will. Absolutely. Because Mana Leak is dead. Pretty much. So, do I Timeless? Do I Wrath? kind of like Wrath here. I guess I'll -2 then. I still have answers to their ravines. I think I always take this. Like, lands are not nothing, but... So I just pass. Okay, so I can kill Sarkhan. Potentially? Yes. Duress, not great for me here. It takes the Thassa's. I could maybe use it in response. They are 1 mana short of activating both ravines right now. So maybe I could have. But casting a divination that potentially draws another good non-creature, not really worth it. They might just want to play a counterspell. Play it as a counterspell. But they played a land, so they would have been able to kill Jace if I played it as a divination. So yeah, I was definitely wrong. Wait, they took Joust through? Wow. So I use Whale. Do I use Ride's End as well? I think yes. Like, it's going to be a creature until I remove it. So I'll have to do it at some point. If I don't, then it's because they have no creatures and I can just Spires all of their creatures. Because I wasn't able to block it with Colonnade if I just use Spires that turn. But I will just kill the Walker here. And now I am very much ahead on card advantage. And I also have this Jace in play to just eventually -8. Okay, that can kill Timeless. I can't do anything about this. So that gains life, gets somewhat large. Gets rid of the Timeless. That's fine. I don't really care about any of those things. Oh, I care about that. Just a little bit. So I will go dig. Oh, I tapped wrong before. I can't get absorbed now. For some reason they forgot to check my graveyard. And I still have this Timeless. Okay. I find absorb, of course. That's fine. And I do take it. But it's fine. I'm still winning on card advantage by quite a lot. Their life total is irrelevant. So they could definitely have the disenchant for Shackles. But if not, it is very hard for them to beat. Basically impossible for them to beat without disenchant. Considering how they put creatures in play, often being like Thrynax things. Another disciple? Sarkon? Is that Sarkon? Oh, Broodmate Dragon. I have like 3 rads in the deck, right? So it is pretty easy to do that. And I get to keep their tokens from the Thrynax. So yeah, I'll just let this happen. There is the Wrath of God. Nothing suspicious about this. Disenchant? I mean, they could have killed the Detention Sphere. But I am just going to take their tokens anyway. Okay, so I do need to tap the Spires to hold up Absorb. Not like I need to worry about haste creatures, they probably don't have any, and also I have 3 1/1s. Another Broodmate, okay. I could counter this. Maybe I do this time. That's the one thing I couldn't do. What'd they do? Pulse? That's fine. And they didn't hit Shackles. I am running low on cards. That should be fine. Okay, so I play well if they do nothing. Perhaps even if they do something. So I have a pretty big board. They don't really have a way to answer it all at a time. They can just put creatures in play. That's fine. Maybe I should have countered that. Could I have even countered that? Probably. I'm not sure. Probably not, actually. They have more than 8 mana. But yeah, they are just about to die. They have 0 cards in hand, and I can guaranteed counter whatever they play next, so they are very dead. Can I activate Colonnade is the question. I think yes. So, are they dead next turn? Yes, just barely. So they are dead. Okay, that is the match. So I'm now 2-0. I haven't actually seen how many players there are. There aren't very many. So I might make top 4 at 2-2 since I won the first 2 rounds. Okay, so there were 9 players at the start. Wait, what? What happened? Oh, I forgot to activate the Colonnade. Okay, I still win. That's fine. I mean, surely this never prevents me from having lethal, right? I'll just double mana leak. Just because. But I have 11. Yeah, they can't gain 8 life. So it is still the match. Assuming I actually activate the colonnade this time. Though, maybe I have lethal without it. Nine only? I don't actually know when you said that, but... Wait, what were you saying that about? Because I have 11 damage if they block the whale. Oh. Yeah, I said we started with 9. I guess you said that before I said that. So yeah, that is the minimum player count to have 4 rounds and 2 rounds of top 4. So there is a pretty good chance that I make it without winning another match. Because there could even be 2 players that make it at X2. I'm not really sure though how the math works. Okay. So I start with Serum Visions. I'm going to assume it's red deck. So... I guess it's bottom. Sphere of Law at 0.18? Is that the... all spells cost 1 more? Would that card even be good in Penny Dreadful? Okay, it's Izzet. Oh, are you saying it used to be lower? Oh, it's the white card. I'm not countering this. Isn't it an uncommon anyway? Okay, they have value. They are... I imagine they are really weak to the flipped compass. Because they're not playing that many threats. So they just have to have multiple threats. And all they can do to get through the compass is just play more threats and be weaker to Wrath. Sphere of Law would be helpful here, I think. Though I'm not sure if I would even play it because... Or against red deck it would be good. But I'm not sure that I would even play it because the relevant aggro decks are humans and legends. And I wouldn't play Sphere of Law against legends, I think. I mean, apparently red deck wins is actually pretty popular in both leagues and tournaments. Like, it's kind of even with the different white aggro decks. But there are 3 white aggro decks, so it's actually like 3 times as popular as red deck. It probably is sub 50 because it is definitely worse than the white aggro decks. But people will play it every season because it's red deck. I mean, it is... No, I don't actually know what better matchups it has than, like, Boros Legends. Because the main advantage is that you have Price of Progress. But Boros Legends also gets that. Like, not in the main, but still. Chain to the face at 20 life. So they don't have to discard to hand size. Okay, I need to empty cards from my hand. How do I do that? Like this? It's fine that I tap out of Compass because I have too many cards anyway. Now I need to figure out how to ban a user. I'll counter back, why not? Okay, why is it so difficult to ban a user every time? Okay, so I'll just... I mean, the removal spells don't even really work that well because they're damage spells or whale. And I can just counter whale, and I can justify it by saying I'm countering a creature. Slash ban? Oh, I didn't realize you could use slash commands to moderate. Well, that didn't work. Do I need a reason? Okay. It says the user I'm trying to ban doesn't exist. Okay, you can just click on their name in the chat. Okay. Nimble Obstructionist. Maybe I should have countered the Malcolm. Not that it really matters that they get 1 attack through. And they could have countered the draw 3. So it's actually kind of good for me that they just did that. Well, I guess I don't really care about draw 3 since I'm overdrawing. I mean, not by that much. only 1 card if I play land. 0 if I play a different card that doesn't cantrip. I'll just discard a farmland. Yeah, this is kind of... Right, they have their own ancestral. I didn't even notice. But I'm gonna counter it. So this is kind of exactly what... Well, I said this about the Jund matchup. This is what Azorius Control wants to see. But as far as tempo decks go, this deck is too slow to get under Azorius, and tempo decks just lose the late game to a more heavily control, like any kind of control deck that is actually control. Since they can't kill me quickly, they just lose the late game. And it's like not impossible for them to win the late game, but they're never beating Aspires of Araska. They also have a really bad time into a creature like this. Though it can be difficult to resolve that. I only resolved this because they were struggling with lands. Counterspell. Okay, so they are dead next turn. Though it's pretty easy for them to disrupt it. Maybe? Maybe not. I just let this happen, so they can't block. Wait, how'd I get 37 life? Oh, I have Absorb. Plus the Boombringer. Okay, so I just do this, sure. I guess Double Whale is a little annoying. Okay, so I mean, I don't even really need to change anything. Counters are good, removal is good. So their threats are Malcolm, Nimble Obstructionist, and Whale. So Joust Through is good. I feel like that's not enough threats because Obstructionist isn't really that much of a threat. Whale is also partially not a threat. And are they playing Stoic Sphinx? I don't think they are. Which is kind of a huge problem for them, because that card is actually good against me. Like, it's actually really hard to deal with. But I like Jouster, I guess. Boonbringer, if I'm actually pressured, I can just not attack to avoid getting whaled. Shackles is great. Wrath, I guess. I guess I cut some Absorbs because I don't really care about the late game that much. D-Sphere, also kind of... Wrath is bad? Maybe. I mean, I guess it is kind of bad into the specific creatures they play. It would be a lot better if they had a... Sphinx. I mean, kind of for the same reason as D-Sphere. I guess they're not really putting many creatures in play. And, like, what is D-Sphere even hitting? Malcolm? Well after paying the tax? So I guess I just go 4 Wraths. I mean, I do need Wraths just to have enough removal. Because kind of all I have to do is have enough removal for all their creatures. I feel like negate is really good. Just counter their counter spells, counter their ancestral, counter their dig. So I play some negates. Maybe I should play more. Oh, Ruined Halo. Good, of course. I wonder if they have an answer to repeal, or an answer to Ruined Halo. They could have repeal in the main, but they might side it out. This is probably good. I almost like Nevermore for hitting Ancestral, but I have my own, so it's bad. Like I've done against Honorbound on the mono blue Shackles deck. Nevermore is good because it hits Shackles, it hits Sphinx, and then you can kind of get him with hitting the suspended Ancestral Vision or two. So I like this hand. It's kind of bad. Well, it's risky. It's not bad. They could have Spell Pierce, but they obviously don't have it there. I have to play Serum over Ancestral. Though there is sometimes an argument that Ancestral is better because if you don't find lands early, Ancestral fixes your mana quicker. But it does just get countered by Nimble Obstructionist, so they did not play Malcolm. That would have been very good for them. So I just go Prairie Stream and okay, these are some very good draws, finding all the lands. So I just go Deduce. If they counter, I play Shackles. They could have something like a Braid. I don't know if that's actually legal, but there's other disenchants or other smelts. I don't know if there are any good ones. I wonder if red decks even play any kind of artifact destruction. I guess we are about to find out. Like, what would they even have? If a Braid is legal, they could have that. I don't know if they would even play it in the matchup because, I mean, disenchants are okay, but most of my artifacts and enchantments are enchantments, so. Okay, so next turn, okay, very good draws with the lands. So next turn I get Ancestral if they don't counter it. And it kind of seems like they have the counter, because what else are they doing here? Playing a Nimble Obstructionist? Okay. A Malcolm that they drew. It's interesting that they played nothing, because I don't know how they're supposed to win the late game against an actual control deck. And like, how are they ever beating Shackles, is the question. I'll take it. Does it scry or something? Yes. I could wait anyway because it prevents them from using the mana. But they're not going to activate it. They're not even going to tap it, though it doesn't matter since it's... Wait. It's summoning sick. Oh, that's true of every land, never mind. Every card you steal. Without haste. So, okay, they do have Spell Pierce. Kind of expected. So I'm not going to give that back for a while. Because... they have, not very many lands. And not very many blue sources. I should have played the Boonbringer. It doesn't matter, though. I mean, I haven't been playing this match very well, but it doesn't really matter since the matchup is kind of hard to lose. So, I just have to not make any terrible plays, and I win. I don't actually need to play well. So I'm not going to give this Shackles thing, this land up, until they actually force me to. Or they play a creature I really want to steal. I'm not going to play Compass. I mean, I have a lot of cards I don't know what to do with. Blue-white can't lose. I mean, it's true. Decks... I mean, if you just play like a medium speed deck, chances are you will get completely farmed by control. That's true. And apparently, people aren't really playing Thalia aggro in this tournament. Or I just haven't faced them. Yeah, because I don't think Aelith is even playing Thalia aggro. So maybe it is just free for Azorius. So Fear, wait, this is like a deck I played before. I wonder if it was actually against the same player. When I was playing Simic Turbo Fog with Midnight Clock and no Howling Mines, just full Arachnogenesis, I had an opponent play Izzet Control and board into, they like boarded in 15 burn cards. Like 4 pop, 4 vortex. What else? The creature, Razorkin Needlehead. And they basically just boarded into Izzet aggro. That was pretty funny. It didn't work though. So this is actually a way for them to win the game, because my deck is terrible against Vortex. But the thing is, Vortex only works if you actually have more damage than your opponent. And I'm going to deal more damage than them, so it's not great here. So it doesn't really matter what I put the counter on. Whale, I guess, is better because it does more damage now. 4 is a fine toughness to have, since it doesn't die to a chain or a chainsaw. Or the dragon thing. Like, everything is 3 damage. I guess it dies to a kicked burst lightning. Okay. Oh, and I also just have Rune Taillow, so the Sulfuric Vortex definitely not helping them. You're the only person on aggro, and you suck? Well, you're not the only person on aggro, because someone is playing allies. But I don't know that they even have Thalia, so if you're on Thalia aggro, you might be the only player of that. Legends? Yeah, you might be the only Thalia aggro player. I mean, I don't think it necessarily matters. Well, are you new to Penny Dreadful? I haven't really seen your name before. Well, midrange is kind of supposed to be aggro. Though, considering the midrange decks you faced, that maybe shouldn't have been the case. But don't know what you faced other than the dragon deck. Oh, I should have activated Colonnade. Whatever, I can just do nothing and still win. Oh, so you face my current opponent. Negate and Spears. Wait, how do they have all of those counter spells if they're siding in so many Red Dick Wins cards? I guess they're not siding in the full 15. counterburn. They do have the ionize. I mean, they're not even playing counterburn. They're playing an aggro deck. Or like a tempo deck, I guess. I mean, I just have flying creatures. I mean, I have seen some old counterburn lists. I'm actually not sure how they're even capable of winning matches. Because they only play like a little over 30 burn. Like a little over 30 damage in burn. And then they'll have like the counterspell that deals damage to their opponent. They'll have like the X counterspell that deals X damage to their opponent. So if the opponent just stops playing cards, they can just win. Their opponent can be incapable of winning. And it has cards like Factor Fiction, which can force you to get rid of your burn spells. Okay, so they seem like Summit Control. I'm not really sure though. Based on what they posted in Discord. Which would be a very good matchup. I guess like Tarmogoyf Nest would be the main fear. But otherwise, Azorius has a much better late game. Okay, so I go Serum. Probably... I think I am playing Farmland. Okay, I would like Ancestral, but... Oh, I should have kept Ancestral. I was thinking it was turn 1 for some reason. I should have kept it and gone Island, Suspend, Search. They miss the land drop. Oh, they mulled a 5. And they're on the draw. So they were kind of hoping they would draw something. I don't know why I revealed. I'll just play Shackles. So if they don't play a land, I go Boonbringer, Timeless, GG. If they have a land, they go Mana Leak. I just go... I think I play Timeless. This might be a bad idea because... I mean, it's going... If I'm losing the game, it's going to go long enough that Ancestral comes down at a relevant time, rather than too late. So it's fine if I wait. They don't even have Leak. Okay, so Shackle's probably bad. So I wonder if they're playing my list. Because as far as I know, I'm the only one who's really played Summit Control this season. I don't think they played it, so... So I play negate, of course. So if they're playing Tarmogoyf Nest, which is probably the scariest thing they could possibly have, then I want either Needle or Heliod's, possibly both. So Needle does get destroyed by the disenchant. It is proactive, but if I don't really know if they are playing it, so I don't really want to bring it, or I don't want to play it until they actually play theirs. So then it's more reactive. So I'd rather play Heliod's. Am I siding out that many cards? I'm siding out Joust through for sure. Some Wraths. Whale is fine. I'll side out Ride's End. Repeal? Boonbringer. I mean, the removal is Whale and Arachnogenesis. So it's actually maybe fine. Shackles might be good. Like, it does get disenchanted, but that shouldn't be a problem. I'll try this. I'm just not really sure what I should be bringing in yet. So I go turn 2, deduce, turn 3, shackles if I can. Oh. Okay, they're not playing Simic Control. I saw they posted a screenshot in Discord and said something about Whale. But it turns out Arachnogenesis and Whale and Simic lands are in Primal Prayers, so that is definitely a more difficult matchup. I mean, I probably should have been able to tell. I just forgot that Primal Prayers plays Whale. Heliod's is not the best, although if they didn't have Elephant already, I could go Heliod's in response to the trigger, and then they wouldn't have energy to play cards before they lost the Primal Prayers. But I might be dead. Okay, I did a little bit of throwing. My sideboard, I mean, the thing is, sideboarding against control is kind of similar to Primal Prayers. I want counterspells, I don't really want removal. Okay, I might just be dead. In response to the energy. Okay, I am dead. Wait, am I? Yes. So, what do I actually want to play against Primal Prayers? Nevermore. That would have been helpful. Raz are okay. Whale is worse. So what threats do I want? Boombringer is okay. I mean, maybe Wraths are just bad and I want to just play creatures. But they do have bounce creatures, so maybe not. I don't really want to play expensive sorceries in general. So Needle does nothing. Or it's not worth bringing in. It's not nothing, but it's pretty bad. Heliod's is still good. It hits the prayers, which is not necessarily relevant, but I like it. Is D-Sphere good enough? I feel like no. So what do I want from here? Ride's End is probably bad. So it's Boonbringer, D-Sphere, Whale, a Wrath, I guess like Wrath. No, not Wrath. I don't like Boombringer. I'll go D-Sphere Whale. Okay. So I need to hold up counter spells for their cards. Just counter the Primal Prayers. That's how I win. Uh-oh. That is not good. But if I find one land, it is decent. I don't need Wrath this early. Okay, I don't want to Deuce. I already have one. I need lands. So I play Search. I have the green belts. That's not good. Okay, so come on, land. So negate is pretty much irrelevant on this turn. I mean, what do they even have? I think the only non-creature spells I have game 1 are Step Through and Primal Prayers. And then game 2, it's just... Or in the post-board games, they're bringing in Forbid, and I don't know what else they could have. They have Arachnogenesis, but they're obviously not playing that. So it might just be Forbid. Okay, land is good. This is going pretty well. I have counter spells and lands. That's really all that I can ask for. Finding a... Well, I don't know. They haven't played any value creatures. They played nothing on turn 3. Wait, what does that mean? Why do they value Forbid? I don't really know. What do they want to counter? Shackles? Nimble Obstructionist. Okay. Holding up green, I don't think that matters. Maybe they could have cycling? Oh, do they? They might have Lonely Sandbar or Tranquil Thicket. I don't know if we even have the green one though. I do think we have the blue one. Okay. So a land here would be so good. So they could have a bounce spell, but the thing is, even if they have a bounce spell, I just replay it once I have 5 lands. So I name Primal Prayers. The Doorport Mage could be a problem. Just because it draws a lot of cards. I mean, even this turn, they can draw... No, because they already have energy. If they didn't have energy already, they could just play the Mage, and then play the Elephant twice to draw 2 cards. And they do hit it, but they can't play the Elephant, or it just stays. Okay, so they don't answer prayers. But if I just let them draw a bunch of cards... this is not good. So if I just let them draw cards, they're going to get cards like Ether Channeler to bounce my Nevermore. So I need to Wrath. I mean, that should be pretty easy to play around, because I can just Wrath with Mana Leak up to beat Forbid. And I can just replay Nevermore when they bounce it. Wait, what? They're not playing around Whale. And they're not bouncing Shardless? What does that mean? Okay. So I play Dig, it maybe just gets countered. Wrath here would be so good. I don't know why they didn't hold back the Doorport. That would have been really good against a Wrath. So I have Wrath, I have a land, which I do take because I need to beat Forbid. I also just like having lands here. Okay, so this looks really good for me. So I play Wrath. Can I lose? I can lose. Probably not, though. It is definitely possible for me to lose. Which might have been the idea. Because they can go Primal Prayers. No, wait, no. I can't. No, yeah, I can lose. Because they can go Ether Channeler, bounce the Nevermore, Primal Prayers. They already have the Elephant. They need to have Doorport or a Shardless. Which I don't think is very likely. So that is not a bounce. Is that a whale? It is. Okay, and they just put the elephant in play. Very aggressive. So I go... Oh, I probably should have just blocked, but I guess I'm just better. I knew that would happen. It's Demonic Tutor. That creates a Demonic Tutor token. But only if you're good at the game. Wait, what was that? Step through? So if they have another elephant, which is fairly likely, they can draw 2 cards. Just fumble into a better play. But is it really a fumble if it's better? Okay, Shackles is good. I don't play it yet. But they only have 1 mage left in the deck, and 2 elephants. Okay. That does seem pretty over. They could draw quite a few cards with elephant. Or just any value creature, and then bouncing it. But I can counter the first one, so... Okay, so they have Channeler, which I imagine draws a card. Okay, so the card in hand is probably a Primal Prayers. Though I'm not sure. So, I do play Serum because it lets me play Shackles and hold up a counterspell. Not that a counterspell is relevant, because there's nothing to negate. Wait, I thought one of these was Mana Leak. What happened to Mana Leak? I probably played that a long time ago. I don't recognize this as a Mana Leak. This Dominaria one. So they can get their last mage. They probably get Channeler or something. They don't? Okay. Wait, I don't even want to do that, do I? So they can go bounce this, replay it, draw a card. Mana Leak Forbid. Oh yeah, I did when I played the Wrath. I kind of just thought I had another one because this is a different art that I don't really recognize for negate. Detention Sphere. That is their last one, but they can get it back, so it's not like I'm locking them out of the game. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, it works. It works. It doesn't even matter which one I hit. Wait, that doesn't... Okay, yeah. So I just shackle that, and I de-sphere both. Okay, so negate is completely irrelevant. I mean, they could have forbid, but it doesn't hit prayers, and it doesn't hit step through, because that's not a card you play. This is also irrelevant. I mean, Mandalay could be relevant, I guess. Not really. Heliod's only kills the thing they aren't allowed to play, so that's not great. Well, I guess Mandalay is a counter now. Maybe I should have just played the Colonnade. I guess I'll just play Shackles now. Use the Escanta. Wait, they play Ancestral postboard. They did not cascade into it, though. Yeah, I didn't realize they had Ancestral. But it is irrelevant now, so... Okay, so I just go attack them 5 times. Counter everything they do, or just shackle it. I mean, that has to be Primal Prayers. I mean, it could be a land, I guess. I feel like it's not. So I'm facing either Izzet Tempo or Primal Prayers next round. I mean, I could lose to Primal Prayers. So this hand is very good at winning if it functions, but I would rather have a hand that functions, not that one. A very good 5. What do I even get rid of? It's probably Dig. Could have been Deduce. But I think Dig is too slow for a 5. It's better for every card to do something right away, or like fairly quickly. Because if I don't have Deduce, it would probably take a while to flip the Escanta. Not that I Nexus... Like, I could play Dig before even flipping the Escanta, if I'm not hitting land drops. Because then I can't even really use the flip side. So, I want that in the graveyard just because I want to flip Escanta, which I just said I might not want to do, but... whatever. I'll just draw a different land. It's fine. Okay, Wrath, probably not great, because they're playing Thrynax, and... I mean, that's like their only token card. The only thing that's good with their Disciple and their Devour. Alright, they have that. I don't have an island. I could maybe just draw into one. It wouldn't kill the tracker though, so I feel like that's bad. Do I kill this now? I kind of want to. And I am allowed to. Because I feel like Wrath is just irrelevant against their other cards. I guess it's relevant against that, but Lightning would have actually been pretty scary there. Though I guess I would have just immediately flipped Escanta, so it's not really a problem. So I just go Serum into double Deduce. I'm actually just going to whale this though. And they probably put it on the bottom. So I cast Deduce from hand, cast Whale. Did they actually have Lightning now? I guess I'm just casting Deduce. It's never... Whale is not that important. it's better to have extra cards. Like, it's better to have 2 cards than to kill the Olivia. Because it's just a 3/3. Like, it maybe grows if they have other creatures. But it's super easy for me to remove, and I don't need to remove it anytime soon. Okay, it is pretty good against that. So I go tap land because I have to. And I probably just go as Kanta. I could kill this right now and just use the clue, which might be correct because I don't really have enough mana to use as Kanta every turn. So I'm going to have to actually play other cards instead. So it might just be fine if I play Ride's End here. But maybe not. Like, what if I want to use it on that instead? I guess maybe I can't, because if they have 6 mana up, they can just kill it and make a 6/6. I am going to take... That was probably a misplay. That was definitely a misplay. I didn't really want Deduce, but it was definitely better to take Deduce than a dead card, because I can't joust through either of these. Like, what am I even doing here? What do I Ride's End? It has to be Olivia. Maybe I just joust through the Thrynax and then play Day of Judgment? That could be it. I kind of don't want to just joust through the Thrynax, though. Because if they make their thing a 6/6, then they're not playing into my Wrath. But they are, for some reason. They know about Joust Through, but it doesn't kill Olivia, so I guess they really want to use their mana on other things. Okay, this is a bit telegraphed. So let's see if they have some kind of, like, Blightning. I don't think they main deck Duress. Oh. That was the idea. Change of plans. Well, no, because they're probably not killing Olivia. And if they aren't, I want to just play Day of Judgment. Okay. I think I do need to play the Wrath now. Excuse? No. Should probably restart my client at some point. Tapping lands takes a little too long. Well, I guess it's fine sometimes. I don't know why it's sometimes taking a while to tap for mana. It's usually while I'm paying for a cost. Okay, that looks like Blightning. Or Thrynax. One of those. Okay, so... Another one? No. Disciple? I repeal. Okay, Ancestral. So I just ignore the 2/1 for now. And go as Kanta and maybe play the card I find off it. I don't play Ride's End here. I could look for a Whale or Jouster or something. What is that? What are they naming with that? Possibly a counterspell. Possibly a win con. Like, what if they named Dream Trawler? I don't really want to play Search, because then they know what card I have in hand. And it doesn't even draw. So yeah, I definitely don't do that. Do they know about either of the cards in my hand? I think they know about at least one. No, they don't know about either. So, they name Absorb. That's kind of what I expected. The counterspell. And did I have any in the graveyard? I'm not sure. I don't think I ever played one. So I guess that's decent against me. But it's not like I need my counterspells to win this game. I don't need to counter their cards, I just need removal. Okay. That's completely fine. Compass is good. I'm not gonna play Ride's End on that. So when is Ancestral coming down? I suspended it last turn. Okay. Jace is very good. So I play Compass, don't search. So I find Jace off as Kanta. So I am somewhat low on cards in the deck, so I really shouldn't be putting cards in the graveyard. Not that I really have much ways to do that. But it's also like, I don't want to cycle my lands anyway because I want more lands to use as Kanta every turn. Okay, so if they play a sacrifice card, I will play Ride's End on something. Disciple of Bolas. Okay, so there's really no need to use Escanta since I'm drawing the card I want to find anyway. Like here, it takes so long to tap for mana. But it doesn't always do that. I'm not sure why. Okay, so they can sack their 2-1 to draw 2. That's fine. They probably do. So they have Maelstrom Pulse, possibly in the main. I'm not entirely sure. But I think it is always the -2 because they don't have a creature right now that can attack my Jace. So, do I play Dig now? What do I even want? Maybe it's just Timeless. I kind of forgot about Timeless for the rest of the game. So maybe just do that now. So I go Dig and Spires. Flame Tongue Cab. Okay, main deck. I guess they never really wanted to play it before against me because it hits itself if I don't have a creature. So I just use Spires here. So this would be a decent board to Wrath, and I can easily find one. And they're playing more. Could be a Thrinax. Could be draw 4. Now it's a little worse to Wrath. I definitely don't want to use Wrath right now. So Detention Sphere on the 2-1 could be decent, but if it gets disenchanted, it draws them 4 cards. So possibly more. So maybe don't do that. So I find Deduce and I guess Timeless. And I just want to play the Timeless. Probably should have done that in a different order. Okay. Oh, that is the actual counterspell. The only one in my deck. Or the last one. I might actually lose this game. And then I would definitely need to restart Magic Online so I can actually win on time, if that is necessary. Okay, so they kill Jace. So how much removal do they have? I can counter that. Do I want to? Not really. But maybe. I just ignore that. It draws 3 cards, sure. It makes their board weaker. Because I can just Spires that every turn. So, I have Colonnade on the bottom. That is a little unfortunate because I would really love to draw that card. Though I can get to it by using Azcanta a bunch of times. So it's... At worst, it's 4th from the bottom. Do I need to keep track of this? Maybe. I don't know if it matters. It definitely does, actually. I don't even want to play this Ancestral. Because I don't want to make me draw, and I don't want to make them draw. Though making me draw is maybe not the worst. I guess I will just attack, activate Azcanta, and then play Dig. So, I have Boonbringer in the deck, I think. I have the Colonnade. I have... This is my last Timeless. Do I have any whales? I have 1 whale in the graveyard. So I have a whale left as well. So I have 3 cards. 3 creatures. So they take Dig. Or they take Sphere, I guess. Or Thassa's, actually. It's Thassa's, probably. Because it's my only... Because I have a lot of card draw already. So it doesn't really make sense to take card draw. I already have more than enough to access my deck, pretty much. Wait. Yeah, they took Thassa's. They could have taken removal as well. But yeah, it's definitely the counterspell. Okay, Maelstrom Pulse on the Timeless. That's fine. I'll just make another one. How many Mana Leaks do I have left? 1 in Exile. 0 in the graveyard? Oh, that's annoying. And I can't really Mana Leak. Maybe I could, actually. I'll see. Because I have quite a few left. So if I find Leak here, I play Dig. I could deny the draw by exiling Timeless, but that's not what matters. What matters is that I keep my Timeless. So I go Mana Leak and Joust through. So I already have a land in hand. And I go double mana leak. It's not like I need this mana for anything else. So I go double mana leak, they can't play anything else. I Spires their creature. And then I go Timeless and hopefully play a Colonnade. And I need to activate Timeless here because they could have another of this. They could just play I don't know if they had a land drop yet. Okay, they played a tap land. That's not really relevant because I can just joust through that. So it doesn't really help with overloading the Spires. They could activate both, and then I currently don't have an answer to every creature. Okay, where is the card? Where is the Colonnade? Wait, I already played a land. Why did I do that? Okay, I'm also missing my... So I have both... So I have Colonnade. I have a Whale. I have a Boonbringer. And they... I don't think I found either of them in the last two search activations. So maybe it was in the last one of them. I don't know, I feel like the top of my deck has a ton of creatures. I guess... So I played Dig. So the bottom... Wait, so I should know the bottom 11. So the top card could definitely be Colonnade. But after that, where are the Boonbringer and the Whale? I guess I just didn't see them. They're both in the last one I did? Uh-oh. That's a problem. Let's see what they hit. The damage here could be relevant. Wait, both as in Colonnade and Boonbringer? Or like Whale? Or I guess you mean Boonbringer and Whale. They take Wrath to deal damage to me. I don't know how many they knew about. Yeah, I think it would have to be Whale and Boonbringer. I think Colonnade is on top. So I could find a mana leak. Could I? Maybe not. But what if I don't answer this? I don't have a Wrath. I don't have Shackles. I kind of have to answer this. So I guess I have to use this. Wait, actually, how many... I have like one mana leak in the deck. I have one in exile, two in the graveyard. No, I deduce first, because I think it's Colonnade. But I can't, because then I can't play Mana Leak. I have to do this. And I guess I lose Colonnade if it's on top. I feel like I do find Mana Leak, but maybe... Oh, it wasn't... Okay, is it Colonnade not on top? None of my cards even close. Mana Leak also, that was probably in the dig. And I didn't take it because I didn't want it at the time. So I'm not sure if I can beat this. I have Dam in the graveyard. I have both Wraths were taken by the whatever that thing is called, Thought Hemorrhage. Do I have Day of Judgment? I think I already used that. So I'm probably just dead. Thought Hemorrhage actually the nuts. I actually can't beat this board. Do I have Repeal? I don't think so. Yeah, Repeal is in exile. So, I should find something here. Okay, there's Whale. Whale is an answer, kind of. But might just not attack. Because I don't have to. So, I have no idea where Colonnade is. Oh wait, the one you said had 2 cards. It was probably both Whale, or no, both Boonbringer and Colonnade. That can't have been Whale. I probably shouldn't use Search because I know the bottom 4 are all lands that aren't Colonnade. I already played a land. What am I doing? Do I attack? I feel like I have to attack. I have to attack, and then I have to D-sphere the dragon. That does not block. I probably should have D-sphered the token first. That was a punt. Because now they just disenchant the D-sphere and get 2 4/4s. So ideally I go Spires that, Whale, the land, and play Whale. How much mana do I have? I have... Oh, if they activate both lands, I can answer all 3 while playing Whale. So if they have literal nothing, I'm winning. If they have disenchant, I lose on the spot. I'm actually never beating that. Well, no, Boonbringer could beat that, maybe. That is a problem. Wait, I still have Mana Leak, right? I still have Mana Leak very close to the top. Like, I would probably find it by using Azcanta. And then I hope the 2 cards after that are relevant, or at least one of them. I probably can't Mana Leak this. Why? Did they actually find Duress? It kind of seems like it, or they would have played that first, before they searched. But now they take Joust through. And I mean, I guess that's okay at letting them attack with the land. Not really, though. Wait, actually I would be dead if they could activate both. Are they activating one? That kind of looks like it. That would not be a good idea into the Whale. Because I have to play it regardless, right? Actually, Whale is terrible here. They have to attack with the 6/6 so I can get Whale out of my hand. So, there's nothing I can ever do about this. I don't have Repeal, I don't have Mana Leak, so I guess I just have to let this happen. I mean, I guess it does let me Whale. Attack with Whale. I mean, Whale is just terrible here, though. Because they can just double block with the lands. And I can't do anything about that. It needs to be Colonnade and Boonbringer. Yeah, and they have a chump blocker there. So it needs to be the Flyers. I guess I activate the Clue. So, there's the Boonbringer. Do I put the counter on the Whale? It gains life, but I feel like that would be a misplay because I want the Flyer to do more damage. The life is not that relevant. I don't die to a chain. I don't think they even play chain, so this is game 1. And I am going to deck out this game. Maybe I shouldn't have played the... Probably should have gained life. Am I actually dead? No, I'm not dead. Not even close. I mean, I'm dead if they have removal, but... that's fine. I am actually ahead on time, and I still haven't reset Magic Online, so that should be fine. Okay, they can't do anything with this. I guess they could have a second one and then kill the Boonbringer. So I guess I'm just F6ing through pretty much everything. Just for time. Oh. Fiery Impulse. but they're not playing Shane. Interesting. Okay, so they don't have mana. So I'm not dying right now. I'm not even going to look because that takes time. I'd rather just spend as little time as possible while forcing them to do something. What is blightning? No. Olivia? So they can't blightning for lethal. I guess they're doing that next turn. They're forced to either play a card or activate the land to kill me right now. Okay, they have lightning. Okay, my Magic Online is lagging pretty bad. So I will reset right now. Okay. The chat has disappeared. But what do I want to sideboard? Also, the timer seems to be missing. Or is it missing? No. Okay, so I want Shackles. I want... What do I want? Boonbringer, maybe? What do I even want in this matchup? Negate is okay? I guess Mana Leak is bad. Or not that good. Joust Through is okay. Repeal is, I guess, bad. So... D-Spheres may be bad, just because of the disenchants. They don't play any of their own artifacts and enchantments, right? So what does Joust Through hit? Hits Olivia, hits the land. Bad against Thrinax. I feel like it's okay, but like the main thing with the other creatures is like Whale has a creature with it. I guess it's just Joust Through. Okay, so I should be able to win on time. If they took 15 minutes there. And they really can't kill me without ducking me out. Or at least going very late into the game. Like, they're not going to kill me in the mid-game. So it does actually take them a lot of time to kill me. Unless I stumble super hard, which I'm obviously not going to do with this hand. Okay, so I just played Deduces, and that's a very good start. They have nothing, no ramp, no duress. So I play tap land here. I don't need to play that fast. I'm going to play faster than them pretty much regardless. After resetting. But if I ever need to do something that takes me way longer than them, or requires me to do way more game actions, then it helps to have a lot more time on the clock than them. I mean, and technically they could just F6 since they're up a game. They could just F6 for most of this game. I don't really need to counter that, but I will anyway. I probably should have made them name a card because it takes time. It's also just not that relevant, that card. I'll keep Leak. This is where it's actually good. Like, I don't know what they were even trying to name. Probably just Absorb again. Which I guess hit the one in my hand, so it's actually kind of good to get rid of it. I'll wait on Dig. It's better to get raw cards first. Shackles is good. Okay, so they're doing nothing. It's going to be very hard for them to get an advantage. It would be a lot better if they were, like, getting the Disciple of Bolas on a Sprouting Thrynax. Because at least they'd be doing something. They have the 4/4s? No. Oh, it's 6 mana. I thought it was 5 for some reason. I should have just played the Shackle. No, it's fine if I just do this. So I didn't really get much better at actually winning the game, which was the problem last game. So it's possible that I just run out of win cons again. But if I actually have hard counterspells, it is a lot easier for me to win the late game, the super late game. Like, I don't want to use Timeless for a land when I don't have to. Because it's always 2 threats that don't have exile removal. Though they do have Graveyard Hate, I guess. But their Graveyard Hate also hits Shackles, so... Which they could be doing now? Or is it Maelstrom Pulse? Do I do anything? I guess. I mean, Shackles, they can't win with that. I mean, I just always win if they can't remove Shackles, so... I think it is correct. And, like, maybe their Disenchant was dead if I didn't do that. I feel like that's not true, though. Another one? I mean, okay. I'll counter that again. Why am I trying to pay colorless? Okay, so I do go Dig here, pay the full cost. No, I guess it doesn't really matter. Like, I could find a Deuce, but whatever. Shackles, I don't take that now, I think. I'll take Search and Jace. Very late game value cards. Just very greedy cards. I'll play them both. So the land could be an issue, so I will +1, because they could kill Shackles at instant speed. Or even sorcery speed. The -8 would also be great. It would probably just win the game. It finds like a Timeless Dragon and their 4/4 flyer. Okay, yeah, that is the reason to -2. But I gotta keep my Shackles and my Search. Like, if I find Search, really the only issue I'm going to have is potentially running out of win cons. Like, I technically lost last game because of damage, but that wouldn't have happened if I had win cons. Like, the actual answer is I was going to deck out. So I will just play this. See what they do. So, because I have Shackles in play, it is very hard for them to get value off of the card drawing sacrifice things like Disciple of Bolas and the 5 mana thing with Devour. Because I can just sack, or I can just Shackle whatever they want to sack. Oh, I wanted to negate that. I wasn't paying attention. Definitely wanted to negate that, but it's fine. I'll just negate a different relevant card. I mean, I have 9 power in the air right now, and I can counter a Maelstrom Pulse. I can't counter the dragon. I don't know why they're doing that. They probably have Fiery Impulse or something like that. Oh. So Mana Leak would be great. I only have 1 left in the deck. And there it is. That does work, yes. So I counter that. I play the Boonbringer. I only have 1 card in hand. Does that go... Okay, that's next turn. Okay, so I should just win this game pretty easily. So I put it on the Timeless. Not that my life total is relevant, but it's better at dealing damage, I guess. I mean, it doesn't block the Ravine, but I guess that's fine because I don't really care. I'll just let it go. I mean, it does block because it has First Strike, so what am I saying? I can negate a Maelstrom Pulse or other removal spell. I guess I should have put it on Broombringer because of Flame Tongue Kavu. This is a dig up. I will counter. Okay, so I have 14 damage. If they have nothing, I win. So it is... I have done this before where I just intentionally don't kill my opponent because I want to time them out. And like, some people refuse to concede, so I'll just be having a lethal board of flyers with a bunch of counterspells up. And we'll just be staring at each other as they get lower and lower on clock. But my opponent will not do that. So I do not get to have fun. Okay. Okay, so if I win this, I'm going to have to face Aelith on Primal Prayers. Which is definitely not a free matchup. Though I would definitely say it's good. Okay, so no one-landers. So turn 2 I go Ancestral Serum. No duress, please. They have duress. Okay, what do they take here? Okay, yeah, I think that is correct. I will play Serum here, because it's better at finding a land next turn. Even though Deduce is more mana efficient. Okay, so Shackles is looking pretty sad here. Not that it needs the most islands. Uh-oh. That could be an issue. I might actually lose. Yeah, I mean, I said that what I needed to do was not stumble. And it does look like I'm going to stumble. Wait, no, they take Jace? So I do get to Deduce. So that's good. Okay, just in case I find an Ancestral or a Serum, I wanted to do that. Though I could get Disenchanted, I guess. I don't know if they'll do that. They probably value it too much to do that. Okay, that's good. So I guess I'm just using the clue. No real reason to play Shackles right now. I can't steal anything anyway. Okay, they're also having mana issues. So they now have 2 of each color. Okay, Mana Leak is good here. I guess we are both going to suffer. I don't know what they'll name, so I'll just counter that. They probably wouldn't have been Mana Leak because they never saw any of my counters. They probably would have been Absorb. But if they did name Mana Leak, that would be a disaster, so... I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that bad. All it would do is take 1 extra Mana Leak. What does that even do? It gains 4 life? Or exiles? I'll let that resolve. I should be able to counter Duress, but all it does is exile my graveyard, so that's not an issue. And I don't need to counter that because I can just remove it super easily with a whale or something. It would have been pretty strong as a disenchant if I played the shackles just preemptively, so it's a good thing I didn't. I will use whale here. I feel like they don't want to draw it again because they want gas, they want lands. And that's just some bad creature. So I don't know if... Okay, they put it on the bottom. Okay, so I really need to hold up counterspells, just in case they play a decently powerful threat. Do I counter Thrynax? No. I have Ride's End. I have Shackles. If I draw islands. It is unfortunate that I drew Dig Through Time after that. Okay, nice island. So, I play Ride's End on their end step, even if they don't do anything about Shackles, because they probably have something for Shackles. Actually, maybe not. Because I have Wrath, it makes it kind of interesting because... Okay, yeah, that's the reason I wanted to actually remove it, though. Because I kind of expected that. Especially with the fact that they played Throwback without a target. So I don't need to hold up Mana Leak for this. They only have 2, maybe 3 mana. Probably not, though. Okay. I can play Whale. I will. Do I play Dig? I'll probably play Whale. I play another Thrynax. Do I counter? I feel like yes. Like, there's definitely an argument that I should just counter the Disciple of Bolas or whatever. But I would rather do that. Okay, so I have Negate. That doesn't counter most things, but it's fine. Another Thrynax? No. Disciple of Bolas, the 4 mana 2/1. Okay. So I will just play Whale if they do nothing. They might just play another one and sack it for 2 cards. I don't know if I'd counter. I probably would, because I can dig with that. I really don't want them to draw 2 cards when they're stumbling this hard. Though I guess with that land, they're probably not going to have much of a problem anymore. That dies. No, it doesn't, because they make a 5/5. Right? No? Well, I guess it dies then. I'm surprised they didn't make a 5/5. I guess they really wanted lands. Okay, so they're definitely timing out. I was probably winning this game regardless. Because, I mean, just look at what I have. Oh, what was that tapping? That was terrible. I wanted to play the Whale. the Lagoon Breach. But yeah, I'm definitely winning this game even if they aren't low on time. I have 2 whales, I have the answers. I have this dig through time. But they are just going to time out. Maelstrom Pulse, I will just counter that. And I will just play the whale. And I can go dig through time, potentially find a counterspell. Wait, is that going off? Next turn. Okay. So it looks like they won't even time out. I'm just gonna kill them. Another one? I mean, that would be pretty powerful if it resolved. BM? Should I target them? No, I won't do that. I was already trying to time them out. Okay, and they're all my win cons I don't need. Okay. So I keep this. I keep double absorb. Okay, so this is a very good hand, I think. I just need to find lands. Wait, they also suspended. So I have the answers to the combo. I have a Wrath. I mean, I have the eventual card advantage to win the late game, potentially. But I need lands right now. Okay, Shackles is great. I don't need to hold up a counter, because I can just steal whatever they play. Maybe they're playing Channeler? No. They could later, though. I want to counter the Ancestral, but I'm not sure that I'm allowed to. If they just play the Mage, I'd probably just steal it. They could have the Elephant as well, though. Okay, so they just bounce the Shackles, I imagine. No. Okay. Land, please. That is unfortunate. But I'm only missing 1 land drop, so that's fine. Okay, so I either counter something or steal on end step. Or maybe I don't steal, because the creature is irrelevant. If they play a mage, I steal that, and then just tap out for something. Wait, what would I need to tap out? Oh, counter the Ancestral, I mean. Do I steal that? I feel like no. It doesn't do anything for the combo. They could have Forbid. Okay, I probably would have countered back, because I was never winning without that Ancestral. Okay, so do I counter the Ancestral? They found the Mage off of Step Through, so I feel like I can't do that. Because all I need to do is have Elephant or Shardless into it. but I don't like them having this card advantage. If only I had one more land, I could just shackle one of their creatures to disrupt the combo. But it's fine. Their card advantage is less important than mine, because they can't really convert it into a win very easily if it's not the actual combo. And them having more cards doesn't really help them resolve the combo that much. Like, they can get more Primal Prayers, and they can get more, lands to play around Mana Leak, but... Okay, so now I can counter whatever, I can tap out if I need to. Oh, I didn't see the card, my 8th card in hand. I should have played the port down that I top decked. I am stealing, I think. Just to prevent the damage. I will untap because... maybe I don't, because I don't need to be able to interact. Until I'm actually trying to counter the vision or something. So... they can't go for it. Channeler, I'd let that resolve, I think. Why would I ever counter that? I can just replay Shackles. Them drawing a card isn't worth countering. My counters are way more important than that. Like, I really only counter prayers, or like a Doorport Mage that's about to draw a million cards. So I will go Serum. Oh, that might be a misplay. Okay, I'll just play the tap land because it doesn't really have a downside right now. The only thing I can do is absorb plus an attacker thing anyway. Oh, that was a misplay. Maybe. No, it wasn't. They can't really attack anyway. So, they can't double prayers. So it's not like only having one counter is a problem. They could have Forbid, but I'm not sure if they're main decking it. I think it's a 1-of in the main, but they can't tutor it. 6? Am I just wrathing? No, I'm just stealing that. And then I can't... Then I can't counter Ancestral, which might be fine. I guess I don't need to counter Ancestral. So I go steal, I have... I mean, I lose to Forbid regardless. If they have Primal Prayers Forbid, I think I don't ever play around that. I mean, I can try to beat it right now. That seems like a terrible idea, though. It's always Shackle to 6 before they have a chance to attack. Probably just right now. Just in case they have some events or whatever. It should really be on the left side. So they can go double prayers now. I wonder if they try it. They go Cascade. So if they hit Elephant, I would rather they hit the Mage because I have Wrath. They hit Elephant. So now they have both of the combo pieces other than prayers. So prayers resolving does just win if I don't have Shackles up. And even if it does, they have another energy. So if they have another copy of whatever I steal, they still win. I mean, I could have tried to counter that. That feels like it would be a terrible play, though. I just countered the prayers. They keep it in play, so I am just going to play a Wrath after I find a land off 6. Do I need to untap, actually? So if I go Wrath, I only have Shackles up. Wait, I never have Shackles up. I might die by Wrathing. I might die. But am I ever allowed to not Wrath? Yes. And it does get better. And I have Whale. Timeless would be the same. So I can play Deduce. What do I discard? Is it Absorb? Or is it just Thassa's? I guess Thassa's. I would love the card advantage potentially, but yeah, I mean, every card here is relevant. So I whale. What do I even whale? I don't really want to whale any of these. So maybe I just don't. But I die to Forbid here. Forbid double prayers. Maybe I shouldn't have activated that. But I guess I needed to make sure I drew a land. Like, they have to have an elephant, right? Like, it's possible they don't, but I really doubt that. Okay, so they can never beat double prayers never wins. I believe prayers forbid. Wait. Oh, that is an issue. Am I going to 1? I guess I am. I guess that's not really that big of a deal. I died. Yeah, I mean, I guess I maybe could have won if I, instead of attacking with 6, just blocked with the shackles. But I didn't know I was going to draw lands, so. But now I do have to just whale the 3-1. And I lose to double prayers or forbid prayers. Okay. Doesn't look like forbid. Probably just double prayers. What? Not prayers. I can counter that. I probably don't have another one. So they resolve prayers. Do they win, though? I kind of doubt it. They could have Shardless. I really doubt they have another elephant, though. So they have prayers. It's kind of weird that they played the mage first. Okay, that's kind of exactly what I wanted. After knowing that I was dead to whatever. So I kind of threw by having Mystic Gate instead of Island, didn't I? Because now I can't shackle the whale. I mean, that's completely fine, I guess. I have to Wrath. And then I should just win. So they didn't have double prayers. That would have killed me. I mean, I guess I didn't have to even... I guess, like, if they had double prayers, I could have just not countered the first one, and then just countered the elephant. I'm not sure if I would have, though. Because they could have card draw and stuff. I'm not sure. Even though a second prayer is more likely than a third elephant. Or a second elephant? A third, right. They attack. So I steal this. And then I keep it. Because I can just counter their creatures with Absorb. I do counter card draw, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna keep this. Why would I not? Whale synergy? Maybe? Return whale, get the Lagoon Breach back, draw a card. For the low price of 8 mana. Do they have multiple creatures? A whale? I will counter that. Maybe I shouldn't. I could just chump, and then try to do the whale thing. Or just hold up counters, I guess. Okay. Okay, yeah, Shackles is broken. Okay, so Heliod's is okay. Maybe I don't play 2. Nevermore is amazing. Dame is okay. Jouster is not. Whale is not the worst. Hitting 6 is kind of important, I think. Or it's something, at least. Do I play Boonbringer? I forget what I did last time. Repeal is bad. That's for sure. So, Jace is bad. Boonbringer blocks well. I can get bounced, though. I don't think I played it last time. Like, it gets bounced. It's potentially a worse Wrath. I feel like it's kind of a better Wrath. Though it's better, or it's worse against the mage, drawing cards. Just getting value. D-Sphere could be bad. Compass? Compass is bad. Maybe a whale. So I'm playing 5 Wraths. I guess I'll play a Boonbringer over 1. Okay, so this hand is bad. No, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. It is a little awkward with 2 tap lands, essentially. It's always farmland first. So, yeah, it is very awkward. I actually could just lose because this hand is so awkward. Yeah, 2 tap lands into Timeless Dragon. That's a terrible sequence of lands. I think I am dead. If I... Oh. I can just cycle, I guess. So I get another farmland. I could have gotten... No, that was always correct. So Shackles would be great. They missed a land drop, so them having a filter is extremely unlikely. They could bounce my thing. What are even my options? It kind of has to be Shackles. Like, I want to suspend Ancestral, but it doesn't really help with the current land situation. They have Forbid. I mean, they discarded 2 potentially relevant cards. Shardless. Uh-oh. Fiat Mage. That's good. Land, please? That's 3 of their 4 mages if I had a land here. Which means that instead of countering prayers with Absorb, I can just counter the mage instead. So that is pretty important. They have Forbid in hand. They have 1 mystery card. I'm about to counter the Ancestral, hopefully. Okay, so do I play Negate or Absorb? It's always Negate because, as I just said, I would rather counter the mage. So I negate this. Should be pretty hard for them to do stuff from here. So the fact that they discarded... Oh, yeah, obviously. Is that a one-of? It is in the main, but they probably have more in the side. Probably quite a few more. So they're probably not out of counters. I will just Timeless for a Plains. So I won't counter Prayers, although that is somewhat useful just for playing some cards. Some value creatures. Like if they have Elephant, they can spend mana to generate. Wait, they could have lost if they don't have the mage in hand. That could have lost them the game. Do I counter the Rampager? I might. Probably not. I'll just pass. Well, I counter the mage if they play it, that's for sure. But they would have played that first if they wanted to do that. So... Wait, when is that? A while. Okay, so Mystic Gate. I can play Timeless, I think. Mana Leak is fine here. It counters Prayers or something they play after Prayers. And the blocker is actually pretty good here, although it does get bounced pretty easily. It basically means they can't attack until they bounce it. Oh, yeah, they can get more mages with that. So I guess I can't just say countering mage wins. And they play like 2 or 3 6s. Though they can't tutor it. What does that mean? I have no idea what that is. What could that possibly be? They weren't paying attention and didn't see that I had a creature? Okay, so I have a clock. I have a counter. Am I even allowed to counter the Ancestral? I'm not really sure. Okay, my clock is not very good anymore. So maybe not. Wait, that's mine. Oh. Well, I'm doing way better than I thought for a second. That's why I usually have both up at the same time. Forbid, without buyback. They only have 2 mana up, so I will absorb back, which could lose me the game. That was a bad play. Shackles is good. It would have been great this turn off of the Ancestral. There's no way they expect me to have nothing though, right? Like, they expect me to have lands. I just had Ancestral Resolve. I used Absorb as if I have more. And they might not even have a 6 or a Mage, so... And Shardless has a good chance of hitting the Elephant. Okay, so they draw a card off that. Okay, now I probably will actually have a counter. Wait, no. I knew I would draw Shackles there. And they have 2 mana. What could that mean? Okay, now I have a counter for Prayers. And I have a Shackles, which maybe I shouldn't play. I feel like I should play Boonbringer. And then I hold up Negate Deduce. Because they can't forbid. Which is probably their only counter. Aside from, like, Repudiate. So, if they play, they can't resolve a Prayers. Which means that it's enough, if it's enough to stop them from winning, it doesn't really matter what I hold up. Aside from that. Okay, so I can now Nevermore something. Prayers, probably. It doesn't have to be Prayers. But if I don't... Like, naming Mage or the Elephant doesn't actually win the game. I mean, there's nothing that necessarily wins the game, but naming Prayers is best. Because naming Prayers means they have to actually spend the mana to cast Ether Channeler, and then play Prayers in the same turn if they want to win. So it's just the best regardless of what I have exiled. Unless I've already, like, actually gotten rid of all of their Prayers. So I go Shackles. I don't care if I get Forbid. But maybe I would just play Negate. I would actually play Negate if they played Forbid. Because they can't win through the Nevermore. So I have 4 islands. I need to find 2 more to hit Whale. Not that it matters that much. I have 2 answers in my hand for them. Consign. Well, it is a good thing I left mana up. So, do I even counter Prayers? Yes, why not? They can't win if I counter Prayers. But they also can't win if I Shackle. No, they can, because they already have an energy. But yeah. Alright, that is a 6-0 tournament win with Azorius control. Because I incredibly skillfully managed to dodge every... Well, I managed to not face white aggro. Alright, so I went 6-0 with Azorius control. This list is pretty much the same as what I always play. I managed to not face a single copy of Thalia aggro, and that's probably the main reason I actually won this tournament. Since that's the worst matchup, pretty much. So, basically the same list. I'm playing an extra needle for mostly Excruciator, but partially for, like, Kaya decks as well. It's okay against Nadu and some other things. And, like, random decks like Bard class. Hence the name 2 Needle. After I heard people talking bad about it in the Discord. But I think this deck is tier 1. I don't think it's the best deck in the format. I think that's probably Boros Legends. But I do think it's a pretty good choice for tournaments, and I will bring it to the Super Saturday and the 500, most likely.